Pope Francis has died at the age of 88. That's where we're starting today on The 7 from The Washington Post. I'm Laura Benshoff, in for Hannah Jewell. It's Monday, April 21st. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. The Vatican announced the Pope's death early this morning.
Con profondo dolore devo annunciare la morte del nostro Santo Padre Francesco.
No cause was included in the statement, but Francis has been in poor health in recent weeks. He was hospitalized in Rome in February. Yesterday, he made a public appearance at Easter celebrations in St. Peter's Square. He also met with Vice President J.D. Vance. They exchanged a few words, and Vance was handed some gifts.
These are also gifts for you.
Thank you. It's beautiful.
The Vatican tie, and then the rosaries for your wife, for your children.
The Pope's death sets in motion a precisely choreographed transition. The coming days and weeks will involve a public viewing, a funeral, a period of mourning, and eventually a conclave to elect a new pope. This is a developing story. You can find live updates in our newsletter today. As usual, just follow the link in our show notes. Number 2 is a Post exclusive. Government officials mistakenly shared sensitive documents with thousands of federal workers. Yesterday, the Post reported on a pretty extraordinary breach. It took place in the General Services Administration, which provides administrative and technological support for much of the federal government. Records show that employees inadvertently shared a Google Drive folder containing potentially classified floor plans of the White House with the entire GSA staff. The Google Drive incident is just the latest digital security lapse for the Trump administration. Over the weekend, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth faced new allegations of sharing military plans over a Signal group chat. But the oversharing at GSA has been happening over at least 4 years. That suggests a pattern of sloppy handling of sensitive information during both the Trump and Biden administrations. Number 3 is also a Post exclusive. Elon Musk's 5 Things email directive for federal workers has fallen apart. Back in February, federal workers received a pretty startling email. It told them to start describing weekly what they'd achieved that week, or they might lose their jobs. It was a part of Musk's mission to slash government spending. But records obtained by the Post reveal that officials refused to comply with core aspects of the directive from the beginning. Some federal agencies have stopped requiring the messages. A shrinking number of departments mandate strict compliance. And others say they're requiring the emails, but are not checking for compliance. The patchwork of policies suggests that Musk's influence is waning. His status as a special government employee is expected to end next month, and the Post reported that the billionaire is ready to exit because he's tired of fielding what he views as a slew of attacks from the political left. Number 4. A group of House Democrats traveled to El Salvador this morning. By now, you've probably heard of the case of Kilmar Abrego García. He's a Maryland man who was wrongly deported by the Trump administration to a notorious prison in El Salvador. Today, 4 House Democrats plan to meet with him. Democrats are trying to keep the spotlight on the case, which is at the heart of a legal battle testing the Trump administration's ability to expel migrants without due process. El Salvador's role in detaining migrants from the U.S. has quickly become political. Both House Democrats and Republicans have traveled there to make a point for their arguments in the migration debate. Number 5. The debate over parental rights and religious freedom is returning to the Supreme Court. This week, the justices will hear arguments over whether families have a right to pull their kids from public school lessons featuring LGBTQ+ themed books at odds with their religious beliefs. The lawsuit over story time and books touches on the type of diversity and inclusion efforts the Trump administration has targeted on college campuses and in government and private businesses. And in a separate case today, the Supreme Court will consider the legality of a government panel that makes it possible for Americans to receive preventative health care at no cost. Number 6. American spending on Ozempic, Wegovy, and similar drugs soared over the last 5 years. GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic and Rybelsus have been approved by the Food and Drug Administration to treat diabetes. The group of drugs also includes Saxenda and Wegovy, which the FDA approved for weight loss for people who have at least one weight-related health concern. According to a new research letter, Americans spent an estimated $71.7 billion on GLP-1 drugs in 2023. That's 6 times more than they were spending just 5 years before. The fastest rate of growth took place between 2022 and 2023. And at number 7, a 77-year-old runner may hold the key to staying fit as we age. Most runners see big performance losses after they turn 70, but that's not the case for Jeannie Rice, who just turned 77 and hopes to run the Boston Marathon today. She's broken women's world records in the 75 to 79 age group for every distance. At times, she's beaten the fastest men in that age group, too. Her physiology is so striking that her maximal oxygen uptake, a measure that reflects her aerobic fitness and endurance capacity, equals that of a 25-year-old woman, according to lab tests. Researchers are studying Rice to understand how humans can stay fit as they age. They say she shows the benefits of consistent exercise, a healthy diet, and having a passion and a purpose. So if you need some inspiration to get moving this Monday morning, you can find out more about Rice in our newsletter today. Just follow the link in our show notes. That's the show for today. Thanks for listening. If you like the podcast, a great way to support our work is through a subscription to The Washington Post. A monthly subscription is only $4. Subscribe to the Post by going to washingtonpost.com/subscribe. I'm Laura Benshoff. We'll meet you back here tomorrow.
I'm Fennett Narapil, and I'm a health reporter for The Washington Post. My job is to cover public health, and that means I'm writing about infectious disease threats like COVID, Mpox, and bird flu, and I'm also holding the federal government and state government officials accountable for how they respond to these disease threats. So when we write about public health issues, we want to serve our readers by going deep into the science and by making sure that what they're reading is authoritative information that's been vetted by experts and written by people who've covered these issues for years. We want to empower people to live their best lives and to protect themselves and their loved ones. And that's what subscriber-supported work does, is that it gives me the time and resources to really spend on a story. When you subscribe to The Washington Post, you support this kind of journalism and the people behind it. I'm Fennett Narapil, and I'm one of the people behind the Post.